everyone, I'm Jessica with that hashtag show, and I'm here today with Bobs Gannaway to talk about his new show WondLa on Apple TV. Thanks for chatting with me today.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Now, to kick things off, tell me about what drew you to the world of WondLa and what did you want to preserve or pay tribute to from the book series in the Apple TV series?
Well, first of all, it's worth saying right off the bat that Tony DiCerlisi, that wrote the books, was involved with us from day one to he's still involved as we're working on other seasons right now. So Tony's been right alongside with us, which is great, and is thrilling. And I admire his ability to sort of like let us all kind of play in the sandbox he created. When Tony wrote the books, he wrote them inspired by his daughter, who he was raising, knowing that one day he's going to have to let his daughter go out into the world, and the world his daughter was going to go out into would be very different from the world that he went out to when he was her age. And so I have a daughter the same age as Tony's, and so it was very easy to understand that basic way into the story, right? Because no matter how beautiful we make the world and how fantastic we make the world and how cool the stuff is, at the end of the day, we're all looking for the human story that we can connect to. And that was the way in for Tony and me as well.
Absolutely. And you've had a huge career in animation. Why do you love animation as a medium for storytelling and this WondLa experience in particular?
So animation, what's lovely about it, I've always loved this. I've always wanted to be, when I was little, I wanted to be a cartoonist. I don't really have comic strips anymore in the newspaper, right? But that's what I wanted. And so I think it's the idea of the challenge and joy of taking characters or objects and infusing them with emotion and getting the audience to connect with something that isn't real. And you can do a lot of wonderful, beautiful things with that. Funny things, you can do hilarious things, obviously, funny things, but you can also get emotions out of things that you would never expect to be able to get emotions out of. So I've always loved that. About animation and basically anthropomorphizing things and bringing things to life. So in WondLa, that just continues, right? So we have, a human main character, but then this first season is really about family, and she wants to go out and find her human family, but in reality, she's going to find that, the family may come to her in a different way. And so we get to have these creatures like Otto, who's this big, lovable kind of like, puppy. Brad Garrett does the voice because there's nobody big, lovable, and puppy-like than Brad Garrett, right? And so, but also we get to have Rovender, this alien character who, the Gary Anthony Williams does the voice of, who basically becomes a foster father for her. So yeah, it's just the joy of creating worlds and working with both Skydance Animation and Apple TV Plus, committed to realizing it in this highest quality way possible.
Definitely. And there's so many cool sci-fi elements as well, which is another great thing about getting to use the animation and getting to really play in that space. If you're going to take one bit of tech out of the WondLa world and bring it into this one for yourself, what would it be?
Oh, I don't know. We're almost to the Omnis, right? With
We're almost there. We're almost there.
We're really super close to Omni. But the thing about Omni was, and this is something I couldn't quite do as much as I wanted to in the show, because there's so much to do. But what's interesting for me is Omni is given to Eva when she was 6 years old. So if you think about it, Omni is the character that's been with her the longest and would know everything about her. So there's a few places early on, especially because I wrote the first episode, where Omni starts to talk about knowing, oh, this is like the time when you did this, and she's like, not now, like he knows all the skeletons in her closet. So even though Omni is sort of like, we're close to an Omni, I think Omni is more sort of, I love the fact that he's her best friend.
Yes, definitely. And her childhood talking diary, basically.
Yeah. But he knows everything.
Perfect. Well, everybody should go check out WondLa. It's going to premiere on Apple TV Plus. Thank you so much for talking with me.
Hey, thanks, Jessica. Bye.
All right. Have a good day.